Traptrix is a, well, Traptrix, like the past couple of videos. It's all about using its insects and plants. It's an earth type, they all are immune to trap whole normal cards. It's weird. It's whole normal traps. Normal traps. Like my last video. Our first one, it's a spider. Oh no, arachnophobes, be scared. Well, you can activate trap. You can activate whole normal traps cards from your hand. Pretty good. You can activate the activation and effect of your normal trap activation on the field can't be negated. Wow, I really hate the wording of all these cards. I'm just gonna call them trap holes from now on instead of whole normal traps. You get what I mean. Our next one, no, I'm not a biologist or plantologist. That's not a thing. I don't know what most of them are based off of. Like this one, it can make it so after being normal summoned, get to target a Traptrix monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. When this card is special summoned, you can target a whole normal trap in your graveyard, set it to your field, but banish it during the end phase of the next turn. Alright, not bad. Depending on how you summon it, you get to get different kind of resources. The next one is an antlion. I know this one. When this card is normal summoned, you can add a whole normal trap from your deck to your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can target a spell trap your opponent controls, destroy it. It's a little bit of like getting cards and getting rid of your opponent's cards. You see this a lot where it has an effect when being normal summoned and an effect when being special. Next one, don't know what this one's based off of. When this card is normal summoned, you can add a Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand. Cool. Resources. Once per turn quick effect, you can target one spell trap card your opponent set spell trap card you control, turn in the hand, then set one spell trap from your hand. Now it doesn't make it so you can activate it this turn, so I guess it gets around if your opponent's about to destroy all your cards, one of your cards you can return to your hand. So I guess it's about the same as getting rid of it, but still. Don't know what this one's based off of. Or do I? No, I don't think I do. Want to tell me in the comments what all of them are based off of? Or go ahead and link me the article? Go ahead, try it. I'm definitely going to read it. Read an entire article. You can only use one of the following effects per turn, and only once per turn, so they share hardwords per turn. With effects that share hardwords per turn is you can send one set trap you control to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. If you control a card in your spawn trap card, you control no cards in your spawn trap card zone, finish this card from your graveyard, target one whole normal trap in your graveyard, set it to your field. Again, they share hard once per turn. Let me just move on. I don't remember exactly what they're based off of. I know it's like a cave thing. It makes it so the first time each of your sets of trap cards would be destroyed by card effect, they're not. And during your main phase, if you control a Traptrix monster quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Also, you can't special summon monsters from the next deck for the rest of it except insects and plants. Whew. That was way too difficult. Yeah, protection with one or deck lock. Alright. Our next monster, don't know what you're based off of. When this card is normaled, you get to add a Traptrix Garden, the field spell, from your deck to your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon one monster your opponent. You try one of your opponent's special summon monsters, banish it. Also, during the next standby phase, your opponent can special summon one of their banished monsters. If your opponent plays a deck that banishes a bunch of cards, they can bring back whatever card that is banished. Doesn't have to be the card that is banished, by the way. And its other effect to get you Garden. We'll read Garden later. The last of the main deck monsters, still don't know what you're based off of. If you activate a whole normal trap, you can add to your hand or special summon one Traptrix monster from your deck. So I guess if you use your resources, you get resources back? Bad idea. Oh, also, wait, that doesn't make sense. There's supposed to be, yeah, I forgot, what? I forgot to put other cards in the deck. One sec. Alright, sorry about that. I forgot to put the field spell in the deck, which makes it so during your main phase, you can normally summon an extra Traptrix. And the first time each of your plants or insects will be destroyed. If they're not, you can also banish a monster from your graveyard to summon a Traptrix from your hand or graveyard. More normal summoning, protection, and more resources. Amazing. Let's now go into the... Wow, that's a lot of trap cards. Which, I guess makes sense. Half of their name is Trap. Traptrix Whole Nightmare. When a monster that was special summoned activates its effect on your opponent's field, negate the effect, and if you do, destroy it. Next card, it's gonna get awkward a lot. You can activate this card the turn it was set by discarding a normal trap. Special summon it as a, you can see the stats, but it's no longer treated as a trap. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a Traptrix in your graveyard, special summon it. Only gets one effect per turn. Void Trap Hole. When your opponent special summons a monster with 2,000 or more attack, you can negate the effects of one monster with 2,000 more attack and destroy. And if you do, destroy it. Then we got Time Space Trap Hole. When your opponent special summons a monster from your hand or extra deck, shuffle it into the deck, then lose 1,000 life points for each of those monsters. Trap Hole. This one's the basic one. Normal. When your opponent normal or flips summons with a monster with 1,000 more attack, you can destroy it. It's the first one. DD Trap Hole. When your opponent sets exactly one monster and no other cards, target that set monster and one monster you control. Destroy those targets, and if you banish them, a 2-for-1 removal on a set monster. Okay. Chain Trap. Nope. Damn it. Yeah. Chain Hole. When your opponent activates a monster effect in response to a card or effect activation, negate that opponent's effect. Then your opponent can banish one card from their hand or graveyard, hand or deck, with the same original name as the negated card. And if they did not, they banish one random card from their hand. So if your opponent tries to negate you, you got protection out of that. You get rid of your opponent's card, and you also either get some stuff, random thing out of your opponent's hand, or you can force your opponent to get rid of something from their deck. Deep Dark Trap Hole. If a level 5 monster is special summoned, you get to get rid of it. Bottomless, if your opponent summons a monster with 1,500 or more attack, banish it. Traptrix Hole Nightmare. When your opponent's monster will have a special summon that activates effect, the opponent's field and keep the activation if you do destroy it. Oops. There's only supposed to be one of those in the deck. Gravedigger Trap Hole. When your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand or graveyard, or when your opponent banishes a monster, once banished, the monster effect activates effect, negated, and if you do, inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent. Cool. Anti-hand trap. What else? Anti-graveyard, like, be amazing as a tier. That's all I can think of for now. There's a new Acid Trap Hole. Just look at him. The acid, no. It's just gonna hurt. Anyway, target a face down defense position monster on the field. Flip it face up, then destroy it if its defense is 2,000 or less. Or turn it face down if its defense is more than 2,000. Okay. Interesting. anti-defense monster, but not really. There's a White Hole, which is technically a normal hole card. It just works differently. It depends on when your opponent activates Dark Hole. Monsters you control can be destroyed by that Dark Hole. Technically a whole normal trap. It doesn't really work right then. Double Trap Hole. When your opponent special summons a monster in defense position, banish that monster that was summoned. And it's currently in defense position. Again, anti-defense position, hate. Break off Trap Hole. When a link monster is link summoned, destroy all monsters on the field that are not linked. Weird. Because, like, you would think the art would have a link monster in it. And, like, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this. No. Let me just zoom in so I can scroll over. When a face-up Galaxy Xyz monster you control is destroyed by a battle with an opponent's attacking monster or by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, destroy as many face-up cards your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, banish them. Technical hole, again, whole normal trap, it doesn't work like them. Anyway, during your draw phase, if this card's in your graveyard, and instead of conducting your normal draw, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Galaxy Xyz monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Whew. A Fusion Trap Hole. When an opponent summons a monster, you have its attack. Gemini Trap Hole. When your opponent Gemini monster is treated as a effect monster, is destroyed by battle, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Whew. Book Trap Hole. When an opponent summons a monster, change that monster to face on defense position. Monsters can't change to face up by this effect. I'm getting exhausted just reading cards. It's much more difficult than you would think. Terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare. This one actually has some pretty interesting art. Now which one's blonde? This one's blonde. It actually has similar dress. It's pretty similar looking, but it doesn't look like a mantis. And none other of them have the same haircut. Let's stick with this one, but this one also doesn't look like a mantis. I'm assuming that's what that thing in the background is supposed to be, some kind of mantis, but it's pink and yeah. It also has a heart in its a little flower in its hair, and that's both of these. So one of these is a mantis. I don't know which one. Probably, maybe this one? Leave it down in the comments. If an opponent has special summoned a monster this turn, target one of those monsters your opponent controls with 2,000 or more attack, destroy it. Then, if you do have a whole normal trap in your graveyard, you can banish one monster from your opponent's graveyard. Whew. Amazing. I got nothing else to say about it. It's amazing. Tropical Spikes. When your opponent's monster that was normal specialed this turn declares an attack, destroy the attacking monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. Whew. Useless. Giant Trap Hole. When two or more monsters are special summoned to the field at the same time, destroy those monsters. Anti-pendulum summoning. Network Trap Hole. As anything summoned from the main or extract, banish them face down. Amazing, actually. Sort of. Banishing Trap Hole. When an opponent summons a monster with 1,500 or more or less attack, banish it face down. This one's just useless. As long as you have no traps in graveyard, you can target two of your opponent's cards, destroy them. But you're not going to have no traps in graveyard. Final two, before we get to the extra deck. Now, Traptrix. Different from Traptrick. Target one monster you control, destroy it. And if you do, set one normal trap directly from your deck. Except Traptrix. Now, this is less of a this isn't technically a whole card, but it's pretty obviously part of the same archetype. It can be activated this turn. You can only activate one trap card for the rest of the turn for this resolves. Pretty similar to Traptrix. Don't worry, they're different. Finish one normal trap from your deck, except copies of itself. And if you do set one card with the same name in your deck, it can be activated this turn, and you can only activate one more trap card for the rest of the turn. Whew. Our Link 1 monster takes any non-link Traptrix, and our Link monsters are unaffected by trap holds. Our XC's monsters are unaffected by all trap cards, I should say, while they have an XC's material. The Link monster, if you activate a normal trap card, you can special summon a Traptrix monster from your deck with a different name than the ones you control. Because activate a Traptrix monster effect, you can set a whole normal trap from your deck. The Link 2 takes plants or insects, and after being linked, after you activate a trap hole, you get a trap hole, you can set it instead of sending it into the graveyard. Cool. Scrapite and Scarecrow. During the end phase, you can target one trap monster in your graveyard, special summoning defense position. Amazing. Our Link 3 beatdown. All Traptrix monsters gain 1,000 attack points while you control a normal trap in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can target a face-up card your opponent controls up to the number of insect and plants you control. Negate their effects until the end of the turn. Then apply the effect. Banish one normal trap from your graveyard if you do destroy one of those targets. Whew. So you just gotta start turning off monsters. All of these take at least 2 monsters. This one takes a little bit more. I'm gonna go with this one because yeah, its text is so long. Instead of normally how they would take this and then its effect on a different line, no, they put a slash between it, which does make it have less space. It does make it so it has 2 different effects. You just touch 2 materials from this card, special summon one of 4 insect or plant from your graveyard, or if your opponent wants to leave the field, banish, leave the field, your card effect that is in the graveyard or banished, you can attach it to this card. Then you detach material from this card, then special summon it to your field. Whew. Usable. Next monster, Traptrix monsters you control, except copies of itself, can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. It sucks. It doesn't have self-protection. Can't even get 2 copies in the field to have complete immunity. This is copies of itself, not except this card. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card and send one a whole normal trap. That I'm gonna put this in differently. You can use a whole normal trap from your deck by just touching material. This one, when and as long as it has materials, it is unaffected by trap holes and the activated effects of other monsters the same name as cards that share its materials name. Weird, but I'll keep reading to show you why that makes sense. You can detach one material from this card, add one Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand, okay? If a monster its owner's control is under the graveyard or banished by a card effect, like trap holds, you can attach it to one of those monsters to this card's material. Whew. Now that I'm successfully exhausted talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you can tap that subscribe button. It's going to be... Oh my god, oh, that's just Exodia. The left leg, which you already have a copy of. Oh, well, I guess you're not good enough. Maybe next time.